Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it may have just had. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Let's turn this a little bit.
Okay.
We are live. There we
We're
are.
live on
Really?
YouTube. Yeah.
Oh, it may have just had. Okay.
Okay, there it is.
There it is. All right. Nobody's joined us.
Okay.
That's
Well,
okay.
we're at least live.
Yeah, we could talk about anything.
Yeah. That's true. So how's the weather?
It's really beautiful today.
It's really
actually.
beautiful today. It was raining last couple of days. But
I don't mind the rain.
Yeah, I kind of don't either. So what you been up to? So you played a gig a couple of nights ago. Where'd you play?
I played at a fun club in Gloucester called the Rum Line.
Mm-hmm. It was
Someone
raining
had
like
a
crazy.
medical emergency.
Oh,
That was
that's
really
right.
interesting. I hope they're doing okay. Let's see. I'm trying. Oh, here we go. That's what I wanted. Ready? Oh, here's somebody to join us.
There's Liam.
All right.
There's Liam.
Oh.
Awesome. You know what?
He can't connect. He can't hear us just yet.
Okay. Whoops. I think I need to tune.
Good idea.
Hi, Liam.
Liam, welcome.
How are you?
Good, man. I was
Great.
thinking we need to write a Liam theme song. Do you know what I mean? So when you come in,
It's cool.
We can welcome you with a
Yeah.
tune, a
know-
leitmotif.
you know how Johnny Carson has a has
Kind
a
of like those old
Johnny Carson.
happy birthday records.
yeah.
Da, 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 da,
Yeah.
da, da, da.
What was it, like Al Hurt?
Yeah. So let me see.
What's Liam? Drew needs one too then.
Yeah, Drew definitely needs one. Liam,
Oh, it's a jazzy
here
one?
comes Liam.
I pictured Liam to be a little more rock and roll.
Okay.
I don't know.
Let's
What's your
see.
favorite key, Liam?
My favorite key.
Yeah.
Isn't everybody's E minor?
Oh, Phrygian.
Everybody loves Liam. There you go. That's
Okay, that's
it. Okay.
good.
Yeah.
And what about Drew?
Drew. Yeah. And then Drew needs a theme song too.
I'm sorry.
I'll take one.
Okay.
Okay, what's your favorite chord?
I don't know.
Oh, Liam left. We bumped him out.
Yeah. I think what happened. He didn't like the
Hey,
theme
Dustin.
song. Hi, Dustin.
Do we need to do original sound for musicians?
Yeah, I think we do. There we go. Original sound for musicians.
And when we are playing, we will have that on. When you are playing, we will turn it off. I found out that there's interference if we all have original sound for musicians on.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Because mine will cancel out theirs, and theirs will cancel out mine, and we still can't hear each other.
Oh
It's
man.
very interesting. Hi, Dustin.
How you doing, guys?
I
Great.
apologize. We had to change the date, and I didn't let anybody know.
It's no worries. I did actually show up.
Traveling.
I
We were
did show up for the date that we had talked about, and then looked on the website and realized to change it. So not a trouble.
Okay. I
But
will
what's more
always
about-
send out an email.
What's fun about changing the date is that I think 3 days ago, you guys saw Steve Morse play.
That's right. And you
And
did
I
too,
saw him-
right?
I saw him play last night in Albany.
Oh, wow. Was it
How-
life changing? It was pretty incredible.
It was a pretty amazing show. Not gonna lie.
I was blown away.
I'm sure you guys were blown away as well.
Every time. I've seen Steve play a bunch of times, and
Yeah.
he never ceases. He never ceases to amaze me. Now, I don't know if you know this, but he's in his 70s and he's got arthritis. So, there was something about the way that his joints were set. Yeah, exactly. So he
He changed his whole
like he
picking
had to
style.
yeah, he had to completely change his picking style in order to be able to play the music that he wants to be able to play.
Yeah, because his whole thing is crossing strings, like
Yes.
with rotation of the wrist. And if I actually noticed it last night, and I'm sure you guys did, for a long time he had that wrist brace on. If you watch him, instead of rotating the wrist, now he's more from
Right.
the elbow. Yeah.
Right.
And he still nails it. I can't imagine.
Right. So,
Hi, Dana.
so
Hey guys,
Steve,
how you doing?
great. Hi,
Doing great.
Dana. So Steve is, he's one of these guys who, he just works harder than anybody else I think I've ever met.
Hmm.
So here's an example. You know that you know that he's a private pilot, and he owns a couple of airplanes. So
Yeah.
a number of years back, maybe 10 or 15 years ago, he had an opportunity to buy a Russian Cold War era jet fighter trainer. Okay,
That's
so
awesome.
it was like a two-seater, fighter jet, but like there's no weapons on it or anything like that. It was just meant to be as a trainer that the Russians would
Decommissioned. Yeah.
use. Yeah,
Yeah.
decommissioned exactly. So he gets the thing home and then realizes how much it's going to cost to have somebody fix it. So what he did was he enrolled in flight mechanic school, learned how to
Amazing.
maintain his own jet, and has been maintaining it ever since.
It's amazing. Yeah.
You know, so
Amazing.
I
you know,
I've had a couple of great guitar teachers through my life. The first one being a dear friend. His name was Vince Ottalegano, who sold me my first guitar, first set of strings, and
Wow.
he asked me, "Are you gonna play lead or rhythm?" And I went, "What?" Like I was that green,
Yeah.
okay,
and and of course, like we got to be friends through our life. As I go to college, I have another great um, guitar teacher, Orlando Lanyame, who was taught me audio engineering and all that. And it's the first guy that ever shredded on a guitar Van Halen style in front of me.
Oh,
Orlando puts on Steve Morse's high tension wires, and the first song comes on. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty cool. Turns the volume down, talks to us about the recording board and all of that, and then turns the volume back up, and it's the Road Home. Second tune on that, right?
mm,
And like, it's one of those musical moments where your world explodes. I'm like, what is that?
right,
yes. I
Tell me.
must learn that.
Like I went up to him after class and I was like, what is that? I need to know about this. I need to listen to this. And then I go back to original guitar teacher Vince, his guitar shop, and I say, I just discovered this guitar player, Steve Morse. This is amazing. Have you ever heard of this guy? He goes, why don't you look over on my rack? And um, and there are like all of these guitar tab books from the 80s and 90s, and high tension wires is sitting right there. And
Perfect.
so, of course, I bought it from him, and Steve has signed it for me. So,
wow,
Oh,
very,
wow,
wow.
it's a
how
very
cool,
strange thing how the world works, you know?
Full circle.
yeah,
Marco. Exactly.
Yeah, I know. That's pretty amazing. It's
Steve,
never a coincidence either.
what's that, Julie?
It's never a coincidence.
God makes no
Almost
mistakes.
like
Exactly.
it's orchestrated. I
Yep.
believe it.
And Steve wrote something in one of his columns in Guitar World that I always loved, and I think you'd appreciate this, John. Uh, it's about the attitude of what you do, and the attitude was, you can have the music, that's free. You pay me for the touring and being away from my family and all of the stuff that I need to do to get the music to you, but you have the music for free.
Oh wow.
right, right.
I that stuck with I read that and that stuck with me, and it's never left me. That attitude changes a lot of things.
There's a trade-off.
Well, yeah. I mean, the thing is, it's like the guy clearly loves to play.
Hmm.
And he's also
Yeah.
and he's the kind of person, that it's entirely possible that if he was in another line of work, he could have earned a lot more money than he has over the course of his life.
Sure.
And and don't get me wrong, he's done fine. You know,
Sure.
but um, I guess the point is like that it's not the money that motivates a guy like that.
Yeah.
So
It's the
We've been
music.
talking
Yeah.
about that. There's the art, and then there's the process.
Mhm.
There's the product and the process.
Yeah.
And the art is in the process. It's in writing the songs, it's in recording the songs. When you
The
have
business
end
is not
product,
why any of us get into this. You know.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly right. So, um, why don't we just go ahead and dive in? Do you want to? Do you
Well,
wanna
first of all, I
okay,
want
go
to
ahead.
talk about this wonderful article
Oh
that
yes,
I
yes,
heard
yes, yes,
about.
yes.
And I don't know how you guys are, but sometimes life gets pretty busy, and sometimes our guitar playing is the first thing to go. But I subscribed to this email from a guy named Alan Matthews. He's got that classical guitar shed. You guys ever heard of that? Um, he has these wonderful newsletters. And of course, at the end, he's talking about his program, which is, I'm sure, amazing. But I always get a kick out of his emails. But from this one, this most recent one, or maybe it was a few weeks ago, but there's a guy named Alan Rusbridger. He's a British journalist, and he was the former editor in chief of The Guardian. But he put out a book. He's an amateur pianist, and he was so busy he didn't practice regularly. And at 56, he was just mad at himself and fed up. And there were so many things in his life that he wanted to do. And he just got tired and sick of putting them off. So he decided that despite all those challenges in his schedule, he would learn to play his favorite piece. He didn't just say, I'm going to become a professional pianist. He said, I just have this one goal. I'm going to play this wonderful piece. It was one that he first heard when he was a teenager. Chopin's Ballade Number 1 in G minor, Opus 23. All right, it's super demanding. But he put out a book called Play It Again, An Amateur Against the Impossible. But he dedicated 20 minutes a day to practice just of this piece, and he fit it into his schedule. To achieve his goal, he followed a structural approach. Structured. He broke down the work into smaller parts, right? He just took a little bit at a time. How do you eat an elephant, right? One bite at a time. He focused on mastering each part before moving on to the next. He worked on his physical skills, honing the elements he would need to play it beautifully. He also sought guidance and feedback from piano teachers, professional pianists, and musicologists. He learned from their expertise and incorporated their advice into his practice routine. And despite the time constraints and challenges, he stayed dedicated and systematic, and it paid off. After 1 year of practice, he managed to play the entire Ballade Number 1 at a recital in front of an audience. Isn't that cool? That's amazing. An amateur pianist. And it was just the one piece.
That's
So,
really cool, Julie.
I
And
know.
honestly, that's like the kind of thing I need to hear because um, my job is seasonal. Gets busy seasonal.
Hmm.
So this is our busy time of the year, and you're absolutely right. First thing to go is practice,
Right.
and 20 minutes a day.
We
I
could
need
fit
to
that
hear
in.
that. Yeah,
We could even sacrifice a little sleep.
always.
I don't know. So this is how he did it, right? So the transformative effects, personal fulfillment and satisfaction. This is the ways it transformed his life. Even with a demanding career, he proved to himself that he could spend time in meaningful ways. He improved focus and discipline. He set aside 20 minutes each day for structured, intentional practice. And in doing so, he developed a stronger sense of focus and personal discipline. This likely translated into other areas of his life. How can it not spill over, right? He ended up having a deeper appreciation for music. He gained insights into the creative process, musical composition, and what it takes to achieve mastery. Connection with others. He didn't go it alone. He connected with teachers, experts, and fellow travelers. These interactions enriched his learning experience, and they also helped him build lasting relationships. And then personal growth and self discovery. His journey led him to reflect on the nature of learning and the human capacity for change. He became introspective in new ways and came to know himself better. So it's so cool. I mean, when you think of how it enriched his life. What he didn't do, he did not bushwhack. Bushwhacking is going off trail through the woods. Instead, he followed a proven route, informed by knowledgeable teachers. He had clear goals and destinations, and he worked toward them. Sometimes I have that. I'm like, I have this goal. I really want to learn this song. And then I sit at the guitar and I'm like, oh, wait, what about these triads? I want to try this. And then just go off into a different direction. But maybe like 20 minutes. I'll focus on my 20 minutes and then do that, right? He didn't bounce around from one thing to another. In his dedicated practice time, he stayed on task and followed his plan. If he wanted to fool around, he did it at other times. He didn't quit. As hard as it was some days, he stayed consistent. He didn't let momentary moods sabotage his momentum. He didn't guess how he was doing. Instead, he got frequent feedback from professionals. This meant he made corrections early and kept moving forward. He didn't worry about speed. While many folks try to learn quickly, Alan focused on accuracy and control. This led to faster learning in the end because there was less slop to fix later. He didn't ignore weak areas. Instead, he allotted some of his time, to correct his weaknesses and build them into strengths. And he didn't ignore his progress. He kept a journal so he could reflect on his improvement and experience, and this led him celebrate his successes, because we would have successes along the way. John always says, you're doing the work, trust the process. And sometimes it doesn't feel like it's like, why am I not getting any better? But then all of a sudden you'll see growth.
Yeah, you plateau until you get somewhere else, right?
And you know the bamboo that you plant and it takes 7 years to do anything, and then all of a sudden it can grow 8 feet in a day? Because all those roots, you can sometimes see it growing.
Wow, I didn't know that. Wow.
It's crazy, but it doesn't do anything for 7 years. I felt like that in my life at times.
Yeah.
But you just keep working away, building those roots, those strong foundations. Isn't that one wonderful story?
One of the
It
things
is.
when you're talking about it, one of the things that was making me think about is how many times when I sit and practice, and I kind of go, oh look, squirrel, oh shiny, and then all of a sudden I'm off doing something else, and then I'm
Bushwhacking.
and I try not to beat myself up over that, because I'm kind of wired that way, but you know
But you had a goal of learning all those Steely Dan tunes, and you were like, let's get to business.
Yes,
And it
well,
was time to get to
But he also had a gig.
yes,
Right, there's
yes,
a
exactly.
gig. Maybe he booked his performance a year in advance.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
maybe. There's that old saying, the imminence of execution marvelously focuses the mind.
Yes.
And kind of what that means is that, like, if you have a gig, that's kind of the moment of execution, right? So, I mean, not really, but but like
Accountability there.
yeah, if you have that amount of accountability in front of you, you're going to do the work that you need, or at least I've finally learned how to do that. As an older adult, I've finally learned how to gather my resources and just kind of get the job done. But it's taken me a lifetime of doing it wrong a million different ways to experience doing it wrong all those ways. I love that whole story, the way that you tell it, because that is one thing I found, is that if you can find 20 minutes every day, you will make unbelievable progress if you dedicate that
Focus.
20 minutes. Yeah, like it's focused practice for 20 minutes.
And I think we underestimate having a practice plan too.
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe if you're not learning a piece, but you have like clear goals. I really want to increase my speed, my 16th notes from 120 to 140, or anything. But setting a goal is important, and setting aside that time.
So how long will Hook Down take, John?
Uh,
A year, babe?
it took me a couple of years to be before. Or actually, I should probably tell you that like Hoedown, the way that it is on the Don't Look So Serious record, was an evolution. Um,
Oh, wow.
what happened
This is
was,
cool to hear.
I first put together a version of it, and then in '94, I think I got asked to go to LA and play the NAMM show for Ibanez. And, it was basically do like 5 or 6 live shows every day at the NAMM show inside of this tiny little booth. Um, and what they said was you can play 2 songs. So one of so at the time I was working on like that I don't know if you've ever heard Emerson Lake and Palmer's version of Hoedown, but it's if you that's kind of where I got it from. But then
But there's not guitar on it. It's
no,
keyboards,
it's
right?
no
Yeah.
his version is all keyboards. It's like
Yeah.
it's like basically a rocked up version of
Yeah.
of the original Hoedown.
So,
So the version we played was sort of like that kind of.
and then you just kept grabbing parts.
Well,
Sweet Georgia Brown.
when we did the NAMM show, we realized that like this is going to be a big opportunity for us. We have to really, so the Hoedown thing turned into what we called the Industrial Strength Hoedown Extravaganza,
Aha.
which
That's right.
which was, basically play the song Hoedown, but in the middle of it, just everything, including the kitchen sink.
I love it.
So, there's let's see,
Sweet
there's the Orange Blossom Special.
Blossom.
There's Sweet Georgia Brown. There's the
Did you do Rocky Top?
no.
No, Steve Morse band played Rocky Top.
Yeah, there's the chicken theme. Yeah. So, and there was a couple of other things. We made a reference to the Steve Morse song, "The Bash." So it was basically everything we could think of in the middle of the tune, and then went back to
And
Hoedown
then
after
speed
that.
it up by 50 beats. per
Yeah,
minute.
yes, exactly.
Now you probably did a little more than 20 minutes a day.
Well, it took it took me a couple of years to be able to by the time we were going to the NAMM show, um, all those other things that I had added. Well, there's one tune that's in the middle of it. If you've heard the recording, there's a point where the band goes into this 2-beat thing.
Yeah.
That was originally its own tune called Backseat Driver.
A tune of yours, John, or
Yeah, that was originally a tune by itself
oh,
called Backseat Driver.
But it
So
kind
that's
worked
kind of
in
where it
there.
started. Was like, hey, in the middle of Hoedown, let's break from Hoedown and go into Backseat Driver, play the whole thing, and then we'll go back to Hoedown. And then, wait, since we're there, let's play Sweet Georgia Brown. Hey, wait, since we're there, let's play the chicken theme. Wait, since we're there, let's
I
do
love
Orange Blossom
it.
and we just kept tossing more and more stuff in, and then it just, it just became just completely ridiculous.
Didn't your
Is that-
student just recently post him playing that?
Yes. So
Anthony
there's
Brown?
there's a guy on YouTube. He used to be the webmaster for JohnFinn.com. His name is Anthony Garone, and he has a website now called MakeWeirdMusic.com.
I
Pretty
love
successful.
that. I love that website. Yeah,
So okay, yeah.
He's cool.
So he posted a version of himself playing the middle section of Hoedown. I don't know if you
I
saw
saw it. I saw
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He did good on it.
Yeah, he did great.
To your point about that, it reminds me. Last night when I saw Steve Morse, as they go into "Dear John" letter,
Yeah.
that the not bash hoedown song of the night, Dave's bass went out.
Oh.
No way.
Yeah, like something went crazy on Dave's bass and in the amp side of things, and it was brilliant to watch how Steve and the drummer, I think it's Rod, right? They
It would have
targeted
been Van if it was Steve Moore's
Van.
band.
It was Van. Yep.
Yeah.
Van and Steve it was a masterclass in watching a performance because they both caught that they were just about to go into the song and realized Dave's bass wasn't there. So as the techs are figuring out what's going on with the bass, they just improvised between the two of them
Right.
for about a minute and a half. True professional stuff, and
Roll with the punches.
interpolated a lot of the stuff you're talking about. And then once the bass was fixed, got back to it. But it was brilliant to watch someone who is multiple players that experienced
Yeah.
under that kind of pressure and just react in the
Go
moment.
with it.
Yeah, it's like, okay, here we are. It's
Yep.
there's a lot to be said for learning how to deal with situations like that.
Yeah.
I had kind of a transforming moment. I was pretty young. I might have been 19, and I was on the road playing with a band that was doing like all dance music, like in hotels and things like that. And so there was a really bad snowstorm, and I was the only one that got to this gig up in Keene, New Hampshire. I was the only one that actually made it to the
Oh,
gig.
wow.
So
I
I've
know
got
where
This wasn't in
I know where
78.
King is. Yeah.
This wasn't in 78.
No, this was no, it would have been 70. It would have been 1980 actually.
Okay. Not
So-
the Blizzard
Not
Not
of
the Blizzard of
78.
78. So I got there. I'm driving a station wagon and I'm pulling a trailer and all the band's gear is in the trailer. So, okay, nobody's here yet. So I'm just gonna unload everything, put it put it in there, set it up as best I can, and then 9 o'clock comes along and there's nobody there.
Oh, wow.
And so the
You
club
gotta
owner
stop.
comes up to me and he goes, "Okay, well it's 9 o'clock." And it's like, "Yeah, I know the band's not here." He goes, "But you're here."
That show must go on, John Fay.
Yeah. So like, you got to go up and you got to play something
Oh, wow.
because that's what we're paying you for.
Yeah.
So, and up to that point, I dedicated all my energy just learning how to play guitar in a band.
couldn't
So
be a
I'm up on
one-man
stage and I'm
band.
kind of going. It's
You're
like,
not-
as soon as you get
There's
to
a
the-
lady who's sure.
Right. As soon as I get to it's like I'm in a lot of trouble when we get to the,
You're not sitting there doing the Tommy Emmanuel Chet Atkins thing.
not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah. So, but that was one of the things that made me decide that I needed to have at least a small repertoire of things that I could play
Just by yourself.
just by myself without having to sing.
Wow.
And then when I got started on that, it taught me so much about first of all how to be a musician,
Yeah.
and just about organizing the guitar, how to think on the guitar, things like that. And then I had teachers after that. This one guy, Mark French, I worked with for a while. He would put lead sheets in front of me and say, "Okay, so play a chord solo on this song." So well, I got to take it home. I got to work on it. Nope, play it right now
On the spot.
on the spot. How would you
love
approach
to
it if
get
you had
better
to do
at
that?
skill.
Yeah, and he would make me try it in front of him, and of course it was a disaster, but
You learned so much, I bet.
I learned so much out of just having to think that
And the
way.
confidence.
Because you learn that's a skill in and of itself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look at Joe Pass. Some
I
of
was
those
just gonna say the
musicians
Joe
just
Pass
op-
thing. Yeah.
Somebody could call a tune from the real book and he could play the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's a whole other level of understanding.
It
Yes.
is. It is.
Yeah, it really is.
All right. Let's
So,
get into it.
you wanna
We
get
did a lot of talking.
Yeah.
But John has these wonderful warm-ups. I put them in the chat. April's with us on YouTube.
Hi, April.
If you want, I can send them over to you, or if you want to come in the Zoom.
Yeah, if you
I'll
want to
put
come
the
in the
link.
Zoom, we'll you got to be in the Zoom.
But you can email me, julifinnmusic@gmail.com. And remember, it's just JULIFINN. I'll send you over
Music.
the warm-ups and the backing tracks if you want.
Yeah.
And anybody, if you happen to watch this in 2025, I'll be happy to send it over. Okay,
Don't,
let's do
don't
which
talk
one,
about
John?
don't talk about that and get us ahead of ourselves here. Yikes.
Right. Yeah, it's 2024. Let's stay.
That's right.
Do you want to let's do this bendy thing,
All
because
right.
this is cool. Warm up 29.
Hmm.
Oops. Not that.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Let me make it a little bigger. There we go. How does that look, everybody? I'll get to the top here. You can see it's broken up into two 4-bar sections. One is in C major, one is in C minor. We're working on the first two strings. We've got this really fun bend. We've got half step bends, we've got full step bends. We don't have 1.5, but
No, not in this. So
you want to lead us through it?
sure. Okay. So kind of where this was coming from is that one of the things a while ago that I kind of discovered about my own playing that I didn't like so much was that anytime I incorporated a bend, I'd be using the same kind of bends that everybody else is using, and not that that's a bad thing really, but it just kind of made me realize that that anytime I bend it was either or. Right, exactly. So, and I would do that kind of most of the time when I was incorporating bends. So, this exercise is a result of me saying, okay, well, what else is possible? So, what I did was I kind of started with a little triplet exercise, just playing the notes. Okay, and then now, to incorporate the bends, the second note of every triplet is going to be a bend. So
what a way to work on the intonation,
yeah.
right?
So the thing is, like it's like anything else. There's going to be a series of half steps and whole steps. So sometimes you're doing half step bends, sometimes you're doing whole step bends, sometimes you're following up. So here it's a half step bend followed by a whole step above, then a whole step bend followed by a whole step, then a whole step followed by a whole step again, then whole step bend followed by a half step, okay, followed by a half step bend followed by a whole step, then whole step bend followed by a whole step, then so then whole step bend followed by a half step, then half step bend followed by a whole step. So the basic idea is that it gets you really thinking differently, or got me thinking really differently about how to do bends. So does that make sense?
I love exercises like this, John, because it, like, on the face of it, it seems like a simple thing, right?
Right.
But to Julie's point about the intonation, it's a thing we don't always think about. And it's like I'm looking at this knowing that it's going to take a little bit of time to really get that intonation right and do it. And that's great. What a great exercise.
Yeah. Cool. And then the second half of it is the same thing, just in the key of C minor. So, so the scale. And I should tell you, I spent a fair amount of time, kind of working that out, because what it kind of forces me to do is to really think about keeping my bends in tune. Mm-hmm. And being able to sort of nail the key moving up and down the fretboard in that way.
For me, when I bend my second string, my first string goes out because I have a floating bridge.
Yeah.
So it kind of it sounds wonky sometimes if I don't release the second string.
Yeah.
The halves are hard after you've done a few holds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny how if you go from a floating bridge guitar to a stable bridge guitar, the bends actually feel different.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they definitely do.
I mean, that's why I play the Van Halen Wolfgang as like my main guitar, because it's not a floating bridge; it's Floyd, but it's decked, so it reacts like.
So what does decked mean?
There's no
Thingy underneath
like,
it.
yeah, the Floyd. It's got a Floyd, but there's no carve underneath it. It sits right on the wood, so
Oh,
it's
I see.
dive, but it
You
doesn't
can
come
bend it
up.
down, but you can't bend it back.
Yeah, and so it reacts like a fixed bridge guitar. And to Julie's point, when I go to a floating bridge guitar, I actually have to adjust my technique because the bends, as they change the tension on a floating bridge are very different than a fixed bridge.
Yeah, if you're... Sometimes it takes a minute to...
Yeah, you have to do it like sort of in the moment and reactive. Yeah.
Yeah. It's different, but it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's why this is a great exercise.
Do you want to play it together?
Sure.
If anybody wants to play along, or does anybody want to attempt it live? No? Okay.
Okay. All right.
Hey,
So-
John,
so yes.
what's the fingers that you're using? Because some
Oh,
of them
yeah.
are a little wonky to me, but
Yes. Okay. So, if it's a 2-fret spread, between the so kind of what I think would do is I kind of plan ahead in terms of which, whether it's a 2-fret spread like the first one, it's a half step bend, and then so I'll start that with my third finger, bend, and then the first finger. But then the second one, going from F to G, I'm going to play that with my second finger into my first.
oh, okay, yeah, that's what I was
Okay.
trying to do.
Yeah. Then same thing with the next one.
I see.
Then 3 to 1. Then 3 to 1 with a half step bend. Then 2 to 1 with a whole step bend. Then 3 to 1. 3 to 1 half step bend. Then it goes backwards, half step. Whole step. 2 to 1. 3 to 1 half step bend. 3 to 1 whole step bend. 2 to 1. 2 to 1. 2 to 1 half step bend. 3 to 1 half step bend. Make sense?
Okay, yeah,
And then
yeah, it's a good workout for the second finger, I guess, doing that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't normally do one. Just that second.
Yeah, I don't do it unless I have to. Like,
Right.
you're doing that,
Yeah,
doing
doing the
that
whole step
scuttle
with
button
the
thing. You have to.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
I never
Yeah.
learned that one. That's a great tune.
Yeah. It's basically one lick.
Yeah,
Switched over some string.
Yeah.
one
Huh?
hard lick.
Switched over, or ending on a different note.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a 12-bar blues, but yes, it's one really hard lick.
Oh look, April is here.
April's in.
Yay!
Okay.
Now try minor.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So then the minor, it's the same. It's exactly the same thing, except just you're now in a different key. So it's going to start with your second finger going from E flat to F. So up a whole step starting with second finger. Then F to G whole step bend, and so it's a 3 to 1.
Hi April, welcome. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
there's the fourth breath.
Then G A flat B flat, so it's a half step bend 3 to 1. Then A flat, B flat, C. So it's second finger whole step bend. Then same thing, B flat up to C to D. So it's second finger bend.
I went too flat.
Yeah. Yeah. Then C to D, 3-1 whole step bend. Then 3-1 half step bend, D, E flat to F. Then E flat, F to G, second finger whole step bend. Right? So
We're doing the crazy bendy thing. Oh, let me send it over in the chat again. Thanks for joining
John?
us.
yeah.
John,
Yes.
I just want to throw out here too that the life goal is to get yourself a partner who will call you out in air bends. Yeah, you went too far on that one.
You just were a little sharp there, Jules.
Yeah, well, you just overbent that one a little bit.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
awesome.
Yes, well, she does. There's no question she keeps me honest.
I never have to call him out on riffs.
So
Bends.
actually, that's actually not true at all. But
Did you get it in the chat, April? Okay, good.
yeah, cool. Do you have any? Do you have any? Well, you've been watching on YouTube, so you're probably kind of more or less caught up.
Oh, you got the bending there.
All right. So how about this? Let's play the C major one twice through. Then we'll try the C minor one twice through.
Beautiful.
And maybe the way that we'll do this is Julie and I will play it, and then everybody else mute yourselves and play along.
Yep.
If that works. Okay.
And if anybody wants to play it for us,
Yeah. If
that's
anybody
good
wants
too.
to try it for the group, we'd love to hear it because that's, put yourself out there, right? This,
The
the whole
pressure.
thing about the whole thing about learning guitar is to, is to learn to get comfortable with the uncomfortable.
You know, we were talking with Steve Morse the other day, and he goes, since the internet, everyone is history. I guess you could take it two ways, right?
Yeah.
We all become
Everyone's
history,
a part of history. That's
or
right.
we're history because we're sucked into it. All right,
Not wrong.
anyway.
All right. So we'll
Very
try this.
wise. Yeah.
Okay. So warm up 29. So want to give us a tempo?
Da, 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 da.
3, 4,
Sorry. I got it off by one.
1, 2, 3,
I'll turn myself down.
again,
And-
go. One, 2, 3, repeat, go.
Ooh. Nice, honey.
Thank you. Okay, now let's do C minor.
All right.
Good harmonizing there, guys. Good.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so that's the C minor sound. So the reason why I'm doing that is because it starts on E flat. So if you don't hear the chord, it's going to sound like an E flat major scale. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, go.
Ah.
3, 4, go.
sorry.
It's okay.
I messed it up. If you
Okay.
get off by one fret, it messes your whole vibe.
Yes, it does. But Julie, one of the things that was really cool was that when you get off the rails, you jump back in too.
Okay.
So I think that that's really important to do.
That's true.
You know, one of the things when I practice something, one of the things I really like to do is I'll set a tempo and then just do my best to try to meet it and try to train myself that once I start playing, I'm committed to playing through it, even if I play every single note wrong or it just feels like I'm just sort of a carpenter's toolbox falling down a flight of stairs. You know.
That's me.
That's actually a really, really cool and really important point, John, because as if you watch me as I'm playing these, you know, we get through 2 or 3 and then I just stop because I've lost it.
Right.
And you can't do that in a gig.
Well,
So that's a great point. Like, you know, make the mistake, play through the mistake. How did Hendrix play when his guitar was out of tune all the time? He just bent it into tune and just kept going.
it just kept playing. Yes. So, you know, that's kind of a mindset thing, and it's also true that if you know sometimes what will happen when I do that, I things usually go one of 2 ways. If I know what it's supposed to be and my fingers are like just aren't doing it just yet, repetition will cure it. Okay? But if I keep going and I keep playing it wrong over and over and over and over again, it means I need to slow it down and I need to practice it more.
Yeah.
You know, but
Otherwise, you're reinforcing the
yes,
mistake.
exactly. So, you know, so either way, I feel like the solution is once I commit to starting, just kind of play through it, you know, and then use it as a way of kind of gauging, okay, where am I at? Do I really know this, or do I need to work on it some more? And the answer for me is almost always, I need to work on it more. But
And Steve Vai, he'll play everything 11 times. I think it's 11 times through without making a mistake. Then he knows he's got it.
right,
So if he gets to like halfway through 10, start at 1 again.
right,
So you have to play it until you can't get it wrong.
right.
Well, that's a different sort of human being who
Right.
who sits there and will deny themselves food and water until they can play it right.
Yeah.
Right.
Then Zen monk meditation.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
commitment.
Yeah, it goes in. That goes to There's an old saying: "The world is not changed by reasonable people."
Should we do a practice marathon one day? And
Sure.
Let's do like a Zoom. We won't go without food or water, but we will. I want to commit to I've never
You wanna try
practiced
it?
10
Wait a minute.
hours.
Wait a minute,
I practiced
are we talking about a 10-hour guitar practice marathon on Zoom? Because
Maybe. Why not?
I'm in.
You wanna
that
do
sounds
it?
fun. Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay. I need to pick a day.
All right.
That sounds
John
awesome.
and I it
Yeah.
would be the practice extravaganza. We'll just think of a bunch of things to do.
Oh,
Steve,
that-
I
There
did
you
a
go, yeah.
10-hour practice.
I think
We'll just
I wonder if
we'll just
people
throw
would-
exercises back and forth, but until we all get them right, or until we drop
fingers
food
bleed.
and water, or until people get bored with it, which will be like a minute, like
Well,
9.
they could come and go, but John and I could commit. What have I
Yeah.
done for us? Should
I'm
we do
in.
5 hours for
let's do a 5. Yeah, let's start with
Let's
5
do 10 hours.
because, like, you know, like because
But 10 is a long time.
one of the things that's going to happen is after 2 hours, I'm going to have to stop and pee.
Yeah.
You know.
We'll take
Right.
little breaks. We won't go
Well-
into the bathroom with you.
I'll commit, but if I fall asleep after hour 6 or 7, don't hold it against me. You know.
Yeah, 5 is probably more reasonable. All right. We got to go on to the next thing. Should we do warm up 28?
You want to do that, or do you want to do that chord progression?
Let's do the chord progression.
Okay.
John has a cool backing track. Did you share it with me so I can share with him?
Let's see. I
I'm
will.
gonna send it over. Now this one has it's C minor, B flat minor, and then F minor. But the cool thing is,
Well, it's actually C7.
Oh,
Or it's C
C7.
major, actually.
but it's got it's Phrygian natural 3.
Oh, very
Is that
just
the old
for just for clarity.
Spanish Phrygian?
Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you, Liam.
No, that's okay. Is that the Spanish Phrygian?
Yes.
That's not the chord progression in warm up 28.
No, this is not a warm up. This is just the
Okay,
back.
different chord progression. Okay.
Yeah. So then it goes to B flat Dorian. Okay, and here comes the backing track for you guys. And then F minor or F.
Well, it brings us back to C.
Oh, then C7 again.
Yeah. And F minor. Yeah.
All right. Do you want to play through it first?
Sure.
It's really
Example
fun.
5.
So this is a jam track from a book I wrote actually back in 1999 called Advanced Modern Rock Guitar Improvisation.
Remember when we thought it was going to be the end of the world? Were you like, this is the last book I'll ever release?
Yeah, that's right.
How sad. But
Yeah,
no, it wasn't.
Yeah, so
Y2K.
Y2K and then
so here it is. So C7, B flat minor, C7, F minor.
Nice.
Yeah,
Isn't that fun? All those neat tonalities.
yeah. Want to try it?
Sure.
All right. So, okay. So we're gonna take the lid off of Juli for a minute.
Uh-oh.
Example 5.
Anyone want to try it? We got a few more minutes left. No?
So, yeah, so
Well, do you want to talk
It's
about
basically it's between F minor and the.
Well, you can do F harmonic
Spanish
minor, right?
here's the thing. If there's a if
So like
there's
the B flat, you could play the F minor, right?
yes. So if over the B flat minor chord, you're playing B flat Dorian, which is
Right.
essentially the key of F minor.
Yeah, yeah.
When you're playing over the C7 chord, you're playing the key of F minor, but with E naturals. So it's like
Right,
F.
it's a harmonic minor.
There you go.
So what I do is I just think of it as it's all F minor, except if I play E over the C7 chord, make sure it's E natural, not E flat.
Right.
You know, other than that, then it really doesn't change the key.
It's fun, though. Want to try it, Liam?
That's cool. Can you hear me okay? Let's see. I'm going through a plugin, so I don't know how this is working here. Like,
Yep, I can hear you nice.
Are you able to play the backing track on a different device?
oh yeah, that's gonna be, well,
Well, maybe try it.
Try
let's
it.
see. Hang on, did I get the track? Yeah.
Yeah, try it on the same device because honestly, I'm this first time actually guitar club I'm not playing through a plugin, and I usually can play the backing track plugin from the same source and no troubles.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Alright, let's see if this works. Well, let me know if you can hear the track.
Maybe I'll mute.
Oh.
Nice.
Really
I
nice.
did a wrong spot.
Nicely done, man. Yeah.
Hold on. Alright, there we go.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Good job, Liam. That was fantastic, man.
Thank you. A little hacky, but
Hey, you never played on it before.
I know, yeah.
Oh,
Before
stop.
today either.
It's a good
Stop.
key because I don't play in that often, so.
Right.
John loves to stretch it.
Yeah, well, that's always one of those things that like whenever I practice things, I like to practice things that I'm just not very good at. So I find myself sometimes just looking for just kind of off the beat track keys, maybe off the beat track chord progressions, but chord progressions that still sound good.
And they're fun.
Yeah, and they're fun to play. Anybody else want to take a crack at it? We've got less than 60 seconds left. Anybody want to? Or another thing that maybe we could consider doing is you've all downloaded the track, so you could put it in your DAW and record your own solo and bring it back next time.
Yeah, or play live.
Yeah, if you want to.
Let's pick a date. And I apologize again about switching the date in stealth and not letting anybody know. But you can always go. Let me put the link to our page, John and Julie's Guitar Club.
It's always on your website, Julie. So
Yeah, I do update it there. We went away to Atlanta, and then we looked at the calendar. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
we're not even coming in until that night. So then I switched it, and I had all the intentions of sending an email, but then
Yeah.
how dare you switch the date of our free guitar club?
The
right.
original, like the original plan was we were gonna fly, fly home like earlier in the afternoon and then be here in plenty of time for guitar club, and then the flight came in at like 9:30.
Yeah, whatever.
So
Atlanta's cool. All right, so let's pick a day for. What are we in June already? Oh my goodness.
Surprisingly, yes.
by the way, welcome new member of Guitar Club. Thank you.
April jumped in.
April, yeah. Feel free to join us. This is a pretty loose bunch. We're just all trying to get better at guitar.
We love talking about it. We love playing.
And there's something sort of cool about just this sense of accountability. It's like we're all going to show up and kind of, and discuss guitar and play a little guitar and, just try to get better.
It's what it all should be. Just like good fun, good people hanging out, and it actually is your goal and accountability to work toward.
Yeah.
You work on it.
Because I will find that I'm not playing guitar. I'm like, oh, I've got guitar club in a week. I need to.
Yeah.
And
Over the next couple of weeks, Julie and I are going to be really pretty busy. We're going to be mixing more tunes for her album, and we're also going to be tracking stuff for my new album.
We have a local gig on July 18th. If anybody wants to come out, we're playing all new songs.
Oh yeah, where is that?
It's at this place called the Red Lion Inn in Cohasset.
Cohasset, okay.
Yeah, Drew's coming all the way up from Orlando.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm jogging.
The winds of the hurricane will deliver him to our door.
He's literally flying on the wind.
Yes. I'm thinking about June 10th, if that's okay, because I'm kind of busy the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's fine.
So that's only a few weeks away, you guys.
Well, then we need to get to work.
Get to work, guys. Maybe devote 20 minutes a day.
Yeah, you know what would be cool is pick something that you want to work on. Okay, for me personally, I want to write a new tune.
Okay, good.
So hopefully I'll have something to show for next time.
Me too.
In the words, bringing it all full circle, what you said about practicing earlier. In the words of the great Richard Feynman, who, this is on the atomic bomb, study hard what interests you the most in the most undisciplined, irreverent, and original manner possible.
Yeah.
Ooh. That's really good.
Yes. Yeah,
That's a
for the
journey of
yeah,
self-discovery.
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Study hard what interests you the most in the most undisciplined, irreverent, and original manner possible.
Yeah.
You get
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
We're musicians. We like the irreverent and the original and the.
Well, not only that, it's like if it's not, one of the things I've discovered is that if it's not fun for me, it's not going to be fun for anybody else.
Exactly right.
I want to write a sleeper.
It's very easy to lose sight of the fact, like as you're trying to get the thing absolutely right, that if it's not fun for you, it's not going to be fun for the audience. And at the end of the day, what we do is make it fun for someone.
Yeah, exactly.
You lose sight of that. You lose sight of that. You lose sight of the goal.
Yeah, exactly.
Does anybody else have a gig or some sort of song they want to talk about, or are you releasing anything new? What you working on? You got a new song out? April?
Kind of. So my friend is making She wanted me to put a couple of guitar solos on it, so I recorded those recently.
Well, maybe you can share them with us next time.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, one of them's on YouTube.
Okay, all right. We'll look it up.
Where what will we looking up on YouTube? What should we look for?
Or maybe you could put a little link in the chat.
Yeah, if you want
Yeah.
to.
Right on. We
Yeah.
love sharing what we're up to and listening to everybody's stuff.
Cool.
Love it. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. We'll be back. What
So
day was
June
it?
10th, you said, right?
June 10th. Yeah, I'm gonna add it in
June,
right now.
yeah. 7 p.m. It'll still be light out.
It'll still be the same link,
Yeah.
but also on the John and Julie Guitar Club page, you'll find the link there too. And some old resources too, if you haven't been there in a while. All right.
Yeah, cool, you guys. Hey, thanks for your time. I appreciate hanging with you guys. It's fun.
We had fun.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure. Always good time, guys. Have fun.
Okay.
Thanks,
See ya.
everybody.